Do I really need 10 to 15 states when I first start off in this industry? Well, I'm going to be very intentional in saving you money. Are you against that? Well, let's get right after it. First off, think about it in the insurance industry. Will more states help you find more success? Well, not necessarily in outbound final expense leads. Now, if you're dealing with inbound final expense leads, we're going to address that in this video as well. But outbound final expense leads, if you have acquired a ton of states, you're not going to make a ton more money because you don't have enough money to pour into leads. You just poured $1,000 or so into states. That's not going to help you find success. You got to think about it. If you got 10 to 15 states, you now have a problem on your hands because the phone number that you are outbound calling with isn't in a local area code or even from their state. Let's say you're calling California and you're from, let's say, Wisconsin, the cheese state, right? If I'm wrong, put it in the comments below. But you're calling from Wisconsin to California. Do you really think they're going to pick up your phone call when you come with an area code that creeps people out in a way that goes, that doesn't look right. I don't know anybody from Wisconsin. Swipe left, block number. You're not going to get the connections which are going to help you close more business. Remember, it's about getting the prospects to pick up the phone call and connect with you on a final expense lead. On a life insurance lead that's exclusive, you have to have the best chance of pickup rate, and you purchasing a ton of states and calling them with one number is not what you want. It's going to get you hurt. So if you are outbound, final expense telesales, working from home on your couch, and you're making the calls, one state is more than adequate. The only exception being New York. All right. New York has lower compensation, lower offering of carriers, a lot more stuff you have to do. So if you live in New York, there's the exception. Go get a non-resident state for final expense telesales. Don't do it there. Outside of that, though, work in the state that you're in because then you don't need to buy all these extra phone numbers. Your problem here is with lots of states comes lots more expenses because you got to have a local presence number so that when you call somebody, they don't go, who the hey is this? We want to help you. Use your number in that state to call people in your state. And if you've got 10 to 15 states, you're going to have at least 10 to 15 more phone numbers, which comes at a cost. And now that lowered your ability to purchase leads and have the best chance of finding success. More leads, more leads, more leads. You don't need more states, especially when you're new. You've got to get yourself into a position where you've got some wins. You've got the wind in your sails. And that happens from finding success and selling a policy. It really does. Not sitting back and acquiring 10 to 15 states and then going, okay, now what am I going to do? Which is going to be my favorite state to call? You're going to go sour in the industry. Single state, now you can talk articulately about the gyms there locally, the restaurants there locally. On the other side of the hill, my grandma Sally used to live there. Oh, that's such a beautiful place. And connect and connect and connect with your consumers versus maybe you're calling, let's say, South Dakota and you live in California. You probably can't speak with much sincerity to what's going on there. You won't have as much success as maybe another South Dakota agent calling them and connecting about blank, blank, blank. I've been there. I don't know enough about that area to do anything good. This is where more states will not make you more money. They just would lower your lead cost by maybe $1 or $2, and that's not enough juice for the squeezing and the spending that you're going to do there. One state at first, and then take your war chest of money and purchase a ton of leads and then put a ton of action into working those leads. That is more important than anything. One local number, get after it, and then never look back. Now, maybe you're in a place where you're like, Jason, I want inbound leads. I want to sit here and get the calls. Well, that is a different story here. If you're an inbound agent, you want to have a lot of different states, about 10 to 13 states, so that funnel keeps you really busy and fancy free. If you only have one state, you're not going to get enough calls with inbound leads. You just won't. So inbound leads is the exception. You're going to need probably 10 to 13 states. And then you're going to have times where you're kind of getting cold, like you're a basketball player riding the pine pony, the old bench. All right. Outbound agents are always busy. We're always calling, always connecting, always hopefully closing business if you're a top producer. And this is a performance-based business. And by the way, we do recruit amazing agents as well as agencies to sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, and annuities face-to-face as well as in the telespace. So if you need a good work family to call a home, or if you need good resources, jasonfinalexpense.com. We'd love to partner with you. And we'll put some videos, by the way, up above that you're not going to want to miss out on that help you keep more of the business that you write, as well as some other things that maybe you're not being shown in this industry. But inbound leads are the exception where maybe you want 10 to 13 states. But when you first start off, stop taking advice from people that are more messed up than you are, that maybe have never made $1 million round table in this industry before, or maybe or with an agency that don't even know who they are. They're constantly changing things every 2 seconds. You want to make sure that you're being led down the right path from people that have been top performers. Very important to you, but 10 to 13 states only if you're looking for inbound final expense leads. If you're an outbound guy or gal, just be happy and content with the one state that you've got. Use all of your assets to acquire as many leads as you can so that you can stay in business, and hopefully you're going to be the next success story. 90% of the agent force fails. Sometimes they fail because they failed to know they really don't need that many states. They wasted their dollars, couldn't put that spend into the right places, and they had a sour taste in their mouth. I hope this keeps you safe, my friends. If you've got anything that you want me to address to help benefit you in your career, feel free to put it in the comments below. I'll drop a video for you exclusively. Thanks for watching, and thanks to all of you that have the notification bell turned on and my subscriber base. I appreciate you very much. We'll do everything we can to help you. And remember, my friends, you've got what it takes. We'll